What if I told you that a tiny, unassuming spice sitting in your kitchen, smaller than the tip of your thumb, could ignite your vitality and rekindle your confidence in just 1 minute? No matter your age, your health history, or the medications you've tried, what if just chewing one little clove could begin reversing what time, stress, and modern life have worn down? I know it sounds far-fetched, but stay with me, because what I'm about to share might just change the way you think about your body and what's still possible. My name is Dr. Moit Kara. I've spent over 30 years working closely with men, especially those in their 60s and beyond, helping them reclaim the strength, stamina, and self-assurance they thought was gone forever. Not with expensive prescriptions, not with risky shortcuts, but by reminding the body how to do what it already knows. When we finally stop getting in its way and start feeding it the right tools. And the surprising part, this isn't about some cutting-edge invention or a newfangled therapy. The answer has been hiding in plain sight all along. It's a spice you probably walked past 100 times, never realizing its potential. Your ancestors may have even used it before intimacy, long before science caught up and confirmed its effects. It's humble, inexpensive, and yet incredibly powerful. In the next few minutes, I'm going to walk you through how chewing just 1 or 2 cloves, yes, cloves, for 60 seconds can send signals to your body to relax your blood vessels, boost nitric oxide production, help you sleep deeper, reduce stress hormones, and even battle gum issues that might be silently sabotaging your circulation. I'll break it down step by step, showing you how to use it, when to expect results, and how this simple practice can shift everything: energy, sleep, intimacy, and beyond. But before we dive in, make sure to hit subscribe and tap the bell so you don't miss the next powerful tool I've got coming your way. And if anything I say resonates with you, drop a quick 1 in the comments. If it doesn't, type 0. That simple action tells me how to serve you better and what topics matter most to men like you. Let's start with why this particular spice works so well. Inside each dried clove is a natural compound called eugenol. It might not sound like much, but it's the key to unlocking circulation, restoring flexibility in the blood vessels, and gently guiding your body back to a place of strength and balance. I remember a patient, a retired electrician in his 70s, who sat across from me one afternoon and said, "Doc, I just want to feel like myself again." He didn't mean six-pack abs or running marathons. He meant confidence, intimacy, the calm sense of control that a man feels when his body still works the way it should. That's what led me to dig deeper into alternatives. Time and again, I kept coming back to eugenol. Here's what makes it remarkable. When you chew a clove, those aromatic oils release instantly in your mouth. The mucous membranes in your mouth absorb the eugenol directly into your bloodstream, fast. And once it's in, it goes to work as a natural vasodilator, relaxing and widening your blood vessels. For many men over 60, those vessels have become narrow and stiff, limiting blood flow to the areas that matter most. That's why you might notice a decline in performance, sensitivity, or morning arousals. But with just this one compound, you start to gently massage those pathways open again. It's not forced or artificial. It's your body remembering how to function properly once the roadblocks are removed. And here's where it gets even better. Eugenol doesn't just relax your arteries. It stimulates nitric oxide production. That's the very same biological mechanism behind popular blue pills, but without the crash, the side effects, or the awkward doctor visits. Some of my patients describe it as a subtle warmth, circulation returning, a quiet sense of presence that starts within minutes. Now, imagine stacking that with the one thing that's been robbing you of your strength for decades without your even realizing it: stress. See, I've spoken with countless men, some in their 70s, some well into their 80s, all whispering the same truth: "Doc, it's just not working anymore." And I always say the same thing: it's not your fault. It's biology, yes, but more importantly, it's biology under stress. When you've lived through decades of pressure, expectations, worry about finances, family, your health, your body has adapted. Unfortunately, it's adapted by raising cortisol levels. Cortisol, the stress hormone, is great in short bursts, but when it stays high all the time, it becomes toxic. It suppresses testosterone, blocks circulation, and ruins sleep. That combination is a slow, silent dismantling of masculinity Here's the beauty of cloves. Not only do they contain eugenol for circulation, but they also carry another powerhouse compound, beta-caryophyllene. This compound interacts with the brain's endocannabinoid system, the very same one that regulates calm, pain, and emotion. It's like flipping a switch, one that signals to your nervous system, you're safe. Now, you can relax. And in that relaxation, your testosterone begins to rise again. Naturally, without force. Now let me show you how to do the 60-second clove method. It's unbelievably simple. No prescriptions, no complicated prep. Just take 2 or 3 whole, dried cloves, not the powdered kind, and place them between your molars, the strongest part of your bite. Gently crack them open. Don't rush. Let the oils mix with your saliva, coating your mouth. Breathe through your nose. For the first 30 seconds, just hold them there. Let the medicine soak in. Then slowly chew, lightly, not aggressively. After the full minute, you can spit them out or swallow the pulp. That's it. 1 minute a day. And for many, results start to unfold that same day. Men tell me their heads feel clearer, their energy returns, and they start sleeping better. That's no accident. Evening is the perfect time to do this, especially about an hour before bed. It helps you drift off faster and reach that deep REM sleep, the kind where testosterone is rebuilt and healing happens. And if you chew cloves first thing in the morning, you'll start your day with a calm alertness, the kind that powers productivity and patience. Some men like to use it before exercise, others before intimacy. It's about finding your rhythm and letting your body relearn what it once did with ease. Remember, this isn't a one-time fix. It's a practice, like brushing your teeth or taking a walk. The power of this spice grows with consistency. But even if your blood is flowing well and your stress is easing, there's another enemy that could be cutting off circulation, and you won't find it on any medical chart. It's in your mouth. Yes, gum disease. What if I told you that bleeding gums, receding lines, and chronic bad breath could be signs that bacteria are entering your bloodstream and damaging your arteries from the inside out? That's exactly what's happening. And that damage affects the very same vessels responsible for sexual performance. When you chew cloves, you're not just helping your hormones. You're also cleaning your mouth. Eugenol is a natural antiseptic. It kills harmful bacteria before they can travel deeper into your system. That's why some men notice fresher breath and even reduced gum inflammation after just a few days. It's another example of how a small daily habit can bring massive returns. In Part 2, I'll walk you through what happens in your body week by week, from the first 7 days to day 30, so you know exactly what to expect and how to keep the momentum going. But just remember this: change doesn't have to come in big leaps. It starts in the quiet moments. A minute of intention. A simple act that says, I'm not done yet. I'm still here. And I'm taking my strength back. You already have the knowledge. Now you just need the habit. Start tonight. Let the healing begin. For many of my patients, the first few days of using the clove method bring a quiet sort of awakening. There's no fanfare, no overnight miracles, just subtle shifts. You might notice yourself waking up a little more alert, less groggy. Maybe you move through your day with a bit more ease, your thoughts feel clearer, and you find yourself standing a little taller, even if you can't quite explain why. That's your body responding. The clove oils are beginning to do their work. Your blood vessels are opening just a bit more. The pressure in your system, circulatory and emotional, is softening. These early wins might seem small, but they're signals, like the first gust of wind before a coming storm of strength. That be why the second week, things usually pick up speed. I've had men tell me they started noticing spontaneous morning erections. Again, something they hadn't experienced in years. That's the power of restored blood flow meeting the early stages of hormonal rebalance. Testosterone doesn't just affect your sex drive. It shapes how you feel, how you move, and how you carry yourself. It governs energy, focus, muscle tone, and even your motivation to engage with the world. As cortisol, the stress hormone, lowers from regular clove use, testosterone gets a chance to rise. Naturally, gradually, without interference. And the results? They don't just show up in the bedroom. They show up in your mood, your posture, your will to get things done. Now, let's talk about the 30-day mark. This is where many men look back and say, I feel like myself again. And I want to stress, it's not about becoming someone new. It's about returning to the man you were before the weight of life began piling on. It's waking up with energy, not dread, feeling desire, not resignation, engaging with your partner again, not out of obligation, but out of true connection. I've watched men restore their marriages, reconnect with their spouses, and rebuild intimacy they thought was lost forever, all because they finally gave their body the tools it had been quietly begging for. And it's not just the physical changes. There's a mental and emotional shift that comes with reclaiming vitality. You begin to feel present again, centered, capable. That quiet self-assurance that once came so naturally starts to return. One patient told me, "It's like the fog lifted. I didn't realize how numb I'd become until I started feeling alive again." That's what's at stake here. Not just better blood flow or improved performance, but a rekindled sense of aliveness. Now here's where it gets interesting. Once you've begun to unlock this potential, you're faced with a powerful question. How do you keep it going? How? Do you turn a simple daily act into a lifelong foundation of strength? Because the truth is, most health transformations don't fail because the tools don't work. They fail because we don't stick with them. That's why building ritual is so important. The clove method isn't a fix, it's a habit, a grounding practice, something you return to each day not because you're broken, but because you've committed to staying whole. Start by anchoring it to something you already do, maybe right after brushing your teeth at night or before you take your morning walk. Keep your cloves somewhere visible. Let them be a reminder not just of the method, but of your decision to show up for yourself every single day. And when life gets chaotic, as it always does, don't aim for perfection. Just aim to continue. Even if you miss a day, return the next. Progress isn't linear, but consistency always wins in the long run. Let's also talk about how this one act creates momentum in other areas of your life. I've seen it time and again. A man starts with cloves. Then he begins walking more, sleeping better, choosing healthier foods. Why? Because change builds on change. As your body starts to feel better, you start to make better decisions, not from discipline, but from desire. It becomes easier to say yes to the habits that support your health because you're no longer acting out of fear or desperation. You're acting from a place of strength. There's something deeply empowering about reclaiming control over your body. We live in a world that tries to convince us that aging means decline, that growing older is a slow fade into weakness. But that's a lie. Aging simply reveals the habits we've built or neglected. And the good news is, it's never too late to choose differently. Your body is remarkably responsive, even in your 60s, 70s, or 80s. It's not finished. It's just been waiting for you to listen. And if you ever doubt that, just remember the biology. Blood vessels can be restored, hormones can rebound, nerves can wake up, and desire can return, not through force, but through nourishment, through intention, through the daily decision to care for yourself in small but meaningful ways. Here's something else worth noting. When you invest in your health naturally, the benefits ripple out far beyond you. Your energy affects the people around you. Your mood shapes your home. Your presence, clear, grounded, awake, impacts your children, your partner, your community. I've had men tell me their grandkids noticed. "Grandpa, you're smiling more." That's the kind of change we're talking about. The kind that shifts relationships, that reconnects you to the people you love. Now let's quickly revisit some of the unexpected benefits you might experience as you continue with the clove method. First, improved gum health. As we discussed, the mouth is a gateway to your entire body. When it's inflamed or infected, it spreads that damage through your circulatory system. By keeping it clean with cloves' antiseptic properties, you're protecting more than just your smile. You're protecting your heart, your arteries, and your performance. Second, better digestion. Many don't realize that eugenol also helps soothe the digestive tract. Less bloating, fewer cramps, more regular elimination. And when your gut is calm, your whole system works more efficiently. Third, a stabilized mood. Beta-caryophyllene supports the brain's ability to regulate emotion. Men report fewer anxious spirals, less irritability, more resilience when life throws curveballs. That emotional stability isn't just good for you. It's a gift to everyone you interact with. And fourth, of course, a more vibrant intimacy. Not just physical, but emotional. Because when you feel better in your skin, you become more available to connect, to give and receive affection. to enjoy your relationships not just as a partner, but as a whole, present man. Now, some of you might be wondering, what about the science? Where's the proof? I get it. Skepticism is healthy. The good news is that research backs what tradition already knew. Eugenol and beta-caryophyllene have been studied for their effects on vascular health, hormonal support, stress regulation, and antimicrobial protection. And while no single solution works for everyone, this one has a track record worth paying attention to. But don't just take my word for it. Try it for yourself. Give it 30 days. 1 minute a day. A few cloves. That's it. And watch what happens. Pay attention to your mornings, your mood, your energy, your connection. And if you want to go deeper, start journaling what you notice. Track your changes. Reflect on your progress. That simple act of awareness can accelerate your growth tenfold. And finally, if this message has resonated with you, if something in your gut is whispering, this could work, then listen to that voice. It's your intuition, your body speaking up after years of being ignored. You've carried the weight of fading strength long enough. Now it's time to let go of the shame, the silence, and the slow fade into the background. Step forward. Take this simple, ancient tool and begin, not tomorrow, not next week. Today, tonight, chew the cloves. Feel the shift. Let it begin. You deserve to feel alive again, not someday, but now.